All right, you just hit. Yeah, so welcome back to another episode of Certain Sundays. Um, and I'm here on the Surgeon Sunday. It won't be a very long one because most of you here already know what we've been working on and what we're working on. But we have a few things to say. So first off, um, the TVLs are amazing across the board. RB is still just picking up steam, but it'll get its own big projects later. For now, we have BSC at around, what was it?
I
BSC is
have the
around at,
numbers in front of me.
yeah, it's around 11 million, so 11% plus. ETH just got a big boost with Bob joining there. If you don't know, Bob is my project, which I migrated from Proof of Apes chain. And just due to a single migration, ETH jumped from around 3% to around 7.69%. So we have this huge jump in the TVL on ETH just because of a single project. So imagine when we get 20, 30, 40 projects on there, it's going to be a lot more TVL locked in there. And that's the whole point of Surge. It's to be a DEX, not to be a native token in itself, but to be a DEX facilitator. The big picture is, imagine if like PancakeSwap, all the tokens on PancakeSwap were paired with Cake rather than BNB. And that's what Surge is doing, and that's our aim now, is to start replacing the big holders with projects. We don't want big holders anymore. We want big projects holding a lot of the TVL within them. So there will be this transitory phase right now where you'd see, all right, you have holders leaving, but then they're getting replaced with bigger projects. So every 4 or 5 big holders are going to be replaced with some big project, which we will onboard, and it'll grab up all that supply. And then that supply becomes way less sell pressure on Surge, and it would allow us to grow. And the thing is with big projects is that they do external marketing. One thing we are lacking in our SRG20s is the external marketing thing. You usually have SRG20s trying to market internally rather than externally, which is not the point, especially after the search swap update. So when we did the search swap update, all the SRG20s have no excuses not to do external marketing with their marketing funds. Why? Because everyone can now buy their tokens directly from the native, so from ETH or from BNB. So we are expecting more and more SRG20s to start marketing externally and bringing external pressure into the ecosystem. And the best way to do this for us is to, again, push and onboard big projects into the ecosystem. And we have in the pipeline some big projects which will be coming to Surge. Of course, we do not announce dates. We do not announce anything. We do not want the pre-announcements, pre-pump and pump. You know the drill. So yeah, out of nowhere, you're gonna see big projects coming into Surge, and whoever sold within that period, most of that supply is gonna be bought up and used as TVL for the upcoming big projects coming into the ecosystem. So so smallest example, Bob on ETH, it came in. We grabbed 4% of the TVL, 4% of all the supply of Surge. That's just for a single project, and it got launched there. And 4% is by no means the limit of the project. It's gonna be a lot more TVL moving forward. Because let's face it, it's my project. It's like CZ launched the project on BNB himself, right? So it's something like that. So yeah, again, so we will have similar things on all chains. Surge does not push one chain; it pushes the idea of a safe DEX where everybody could just trade without the risk of MEVs, without the risk of rug pulls. It's just a super safe space that is, and it's a transitory phase to exponential growth. So yeah, that's from the TVL side. So a summary for that section is, we as a team, we are pushing for onboarding big projects to come into the Surge ecosystem. And by onboarding such projects, we will be having a lot of supply locked up within the project across all chains, and it'll push the ecosystem further through the external marketing that those types of projects do. And it'll just be a symbiotic relationship between Surge as a DEX and all those projects that we are onboarding. So yeah, so that's for the TVLs and the projects onboarding. Second, we're all waiting for the better charts. We are getting close to releasing them from the in-house perspective, and we have some promises from external suppliers to also have their own charts for SRG and SRG20s. But the thing is, we do not like to just take promises. We take things into our own hands. So we will have our charts up in-house so everybody can look at nice charts. And then we will also have externals delivering their promises whenever they do. Fourth, which is related to what I've been talking to before, is we will, as a Surge team, start pushing for highlighting SRG20s and their projects. Again, the whole point of Surge is being a DEX and having a lot of safe projects within the ecosystem, projects which, again, allows people a lot of flexibility. People can just come in. For example, I trade a lot on ETH. You see projects which launch with, I don't know, $2,000 of liquidity, and then they start hitting caps which wouldn't be there if the liquidity was higher to begin with. And Surge solves that. So with Surge, they could have launched with a way higher market cap and did not have that problem. So I'll just throw names around. So you have all the hyped tokens from ETH, like Optimus or XAI and stuff like that has been launched recently. And the problem with all those projects, they would need so much more effort down the line to be pushed just because the initial liquidity was so low. And because the initial liquidity was so low, the volatility at higher places becomes horrible. Within the Surge ecosystem, such projects can launch with, instead of their 2K or 5K initial liquidity, they can start with 20K, with 30K. And if they just do that, then the upside potential for the project becomes so much higher, given the free marketing that the mainstream media is giving them. So we want to get to that point. At some point, we will get to that point, and people will realize that, and developers will realize that, and that will help push projects higher and will help push Surge higher as well once that clicks. So yeah, in short, from my end, first thing the Surge team is pushing for now is getting big projects to join the Surge ecosystem and replace all the quote-unquote useless big holders we have. We appreciate everybody, but sometimes you have people with so much holdings and they do nothing with it. They do not try to push anything. They do not try to tweet. They do not try to get in people to deliver, to do projects on the system, in the echo, and push us all together. So the key solution for that is to bring in projects, replace those top holders, replace a lot of holders as well, and start pushing the ecosystem further. So that's first. Second, we have our new charts coming in close. Should not be very long from here. That we have our in-house, and we have some external promises to have outside charts and integrations. And once we have like a single decent outside charting system. All of the rest are gonna be joining. So it's like once one big charting provider provides for Surge, everybody else is gonna be following suit just because they do not want to lose the eyes. And beyond that, we will be doing a lot more effort to highlight SRG20 projects within the Echo so that ourselves and the SRG20s and Surge investors have the best potential reward from joining this ecosystem. STF, do you have anything to add to that?
You said it all basically. What I would like to add is like, not sure if people sometimes ask themselves what we are doing in particular. Like Heisenman, for example, is clear what you are doing. You are coding all day long. The main thing that we are doing at the moment is just talking to people, explaining them what is Surge, what is the benefit of launching on Surge, what is the benefit of integrating Surge into their systems. Like, this is 95% of our job at the moment, while also speaking with you guys, answering questions in chat, anything like that. The utilities that we have, the swap.
I don't know if I'm cutting out or STF is cutting out.
Am I cutting out? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know, Vince? I can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. All right, so maybe it's on my end.
No, what I was saying is the things that we built, the swap for first and foremost is running pretty stable. No big problems on that front. Connectivity got much better since the update 2.2.2. With Trust Wallet, for example, some user side issues now it should be solved for the most part. So things are looking good on that front. Ready to onboard new people to invest in SRG20 projects. Having the same feeling like they would have if they bought it on PancakeSwap or Uniswap. So we have green light here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to summarize, what's up, everybody? But just to summarize, like the big focus for us is like integrations right now, right? Like we want to continually be setting the platform and the foundation for SRG20 projects to shine. That's really where our heads are at right now. And I wasn't there for last week's Surge and Sunday, but just to kind of recap from the marketing side, super successful since then in terms of like treasury health and the spins that we made to go into the Arbitrum expansion and stuff like that. Just to kind of recap, everything went really well. You know, we met the ROI like 100% area in terms of like what we spent, what came back in, you know, the treasury and that kind of stuff. It all worked out really well. A lot of great exposure, tons of new holders, lots of new people that found out about the ecosystem. Even if they haven't invested quite yet, you know, the thing is we got a ton of great eyes on it, and we expanded our community quite a bit. Got a lot of really quality exposure on that front. So, you know, just to kind of sum up what STF and Heisman were saying about, you know, now is about us, you know, just really setting that foundation and you know, so we can have our SRG20 projects shine, you know, for the next step.
Exactly. Yeah, let me see what we have on the agenda. Yes, well, I think we can take our time to maybe highlight the launch we had yesterday.
Yeah, so we had Bob launching on ETH, right? And it grabbed around 4% of the TVL there. It'll be a project which just generates utility nonstop mainly, and with the connections I have, it's gonna be pushed. Um, so first and foremost, it will be increasing the TVL a lot on the ETH side, and it will also just help push SRG as a whole because we've seen it time and time again. Whenever one chain like booms, like SRG booms on one chain, all the rest follows just because people start understanding how powerful it is to have SRG 20 projects under the Surge ecosystem and how solid it is. And ETH in particular provides a way more stable, in a sense, TVL because of the gas fees, the inherent gas fees there. You'd see way less people trying to sell for $1 or $2 because the gas fees will just outright be horrendous, right? So you're not going to pay $26 or $30 in gas just to get a dollar flip. So it will be a good solid foundation for the Echo. And we'll have a lot more of that size of projects moving forward, but unannounced. So everybody can play their games, but in the end, Surge is gonna be a winner, and the SRG 20s are gonna be winners, and all the holders with us are gonna be winners. The more projects we onboard, the more successful is this Echo, and we will be onboarding a lot of projects. So yeah.
Yeah, from my side, congratulations again on the launch yesterday. As we mentioned earlier, this is the project from Heisenman, which he brought into Surge from another blockchain called Proof of Apes, which was not quite successful. That's what we, by the way, that's what we always answer on the question if we plan to do our own blockchain. There are good blockchains out already: Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum Mainnet, Arbitrum now, Polygon maybe worth mentioning. But then it's already getting slim in terms of volume, in terms of user base. So no point in creating more of that, in our opinion. So he brought in his project onto the Surge ecosystem, and great example on how this can work out, like how a migration can look like and how easy it is to do it. So yeah, I think it's
I think
a good time to
that's
take
it
some
from team
questions.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, just raise your hands and we will unmute you. FinScript, you are unmuted already.
Yeah, I unmuted them a while back.
I will speak after get off the phone I'm trying to call, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Personally, I think we can stop the recording, right? Some people just like to ask questions.
All right, let's stop the recording right here. As for those listening on YouTube, in the upcoming days, we will upload it as always. Be aware, we do this every week. Traditionally, we never skip any Surging Sunday. This did not happen whatsoever. No Sunday in the history of Surge has passed without a community AMA. So make sure to tune in to get your infos first here live, and not in by hearsay next days. We always appreciate the guys tuning in, and we see each other in chats.